Welcome everyone, Adam the Woo here as the recording of this Saturday, September 16th, 2023. Look over my shoulder over there, an iconic house from the 1978 Halloween, John Carpenter's Halloween. I am standing here at the entrance to the flea market that is happening right here off of Mission and Meridian, South Pasadena. I am going to look at the Laurie Strode house, a structure that I have wanted to get inside of for a long time. It is for sale, and today they are having an opening house. I'm inviting you to join me. Got some coffee over there too at Jones Coffee Roasters, right next to the Myers house. Caffeinated, and the Laurie Strode house. Join me, shall you? Whoa, classic car alert indeed, parked in front of the 78 Myers house. Right there. Now the coffee stop that I got is called over here at the Coffee Stop by the Tracks, right over there. So I got that, and there's going to be a train coming by, a commuter train that runs right through South Pasadena. This house used to be located over there. It's hard to believe the movie is celebrating its 45th anniversary this year. But I'm going to walk a couple blocks away. It's only about a 2-block walk over to the Strode residence, which has just gone on the market, and I just happened to be in town and checked this morning, and it's like, holy cow, they are doing an open house, and I'm gonna get inside. Now, if you end up moving or living in this neck of the woods, you would have to see and pass this on a pretty semi-regular basis, which could keep Michael up at night. You don't want to see him unhappy. Yeah, they have the flyers here, so they have a couple of events every week through here. They have like a Thursday night thing. I was actually down here a couple days ago doing some Chucky locations and walked by here. And then also, looks like they have a flea market on Saturdays as well. Quite the community. This thing has been used, the street and the surrounding areas have been using countless movies, TV shows, the neighborhood, just a plethora of productions have taken place. South Pass is one of my favorite SoCal areas, I gotta be honest. Now, according to this clock, it's 5 minutes after noon. At 1 p.m. they are doing the walkthrough, or the open house, you could call it, but I always like these clocks. And about a block away from the original Myers house, and 2 or 3 blocks, give or take, from the 78 Strode house, is the Myers house from Rob Zombie's version, up here on the left-hand side. Last time I think I covered this area was last Halloween, October 31st. I've been to this area twice on Halloween night, and it really is a vibe. A lot of Myers walking around, a lot of horror icons walking around. They really do it up, trick-or-treating, yard haunts, things like that. And I was able to get inside of the original Myers house that night and get on the staircase. They opened it up on Halloween last year, which was pretty cool. So I've kind of knocked that one off the bucket list. Today, hopefully, I can get inside Laurie's house, knock that one off the bucket list. This one is still on that as well. This was also used in My So-Called Life, the Claire Danes show, Jared Leto. But I definitely see this as the Myers house, Rob Zombie's version. And this is not even a private home. This is specifically for filming. They use this just for filming. There was a stunt gone wrong up there, where the stunt person fell off the top of that balcony and got hurt by hitting the concrete down there. You watch the commentary on Rob's version. Again, he did reside in this neighborhood. This is on the corner of El Centro and Glendon. That's where the My So-Called Life house took place. But you would have a lot of trains going through here. This was on its way to Long Beach, the Metro Rail. And then, of course, down that way, the weekend flea market. They do something like that in Celebration too, every Sunday. Of course, this is Saturday, but yeah, as a recording of this. I've always loved this area, and I've always wanted to live here. There was like, if I had like a pipe dream, if I could just say, where would you want to live in Southern California? If you could just have a house. If someone just said, here's the house, you can live in this particular house, it would probably be in Pasadena, California. Yeah, imagine living right here next to the main library in South Pasadena. I think if I had to choose, it'd be on Bushnell, where Back to the Future and Teen Wolf and Ghost Dad and all that were filmed. But this area is nice too. Definitely pretty nice. Look at this big old tree over here. I'm gonna walk around this way. I had thought about contacting the realtor just to see if I could get a personalized tour, if I could go in and look at it. And then as I was researching that, I just noticed that today, between 1 and 4, you know, it's almost 1 now by the time I walk over there, I'm kind of curious to see how many people are going to be there that are just kind of like looky-loos, that are just there to see things. They don't have like a vested interest. Not that I'm even planning on buying it, and I'm not even sure if it could be used as an investment opportunity, if you could rent it out in this neighborhood. I don't know how the HOA is and all that. But there's got to be some people over there that are just here for the film to get inside. So it kind of worked out. I'm kind of curious to see how that's going to be. So it's right here across from the South Pasadena Public Library on Oxley. Oxley is also the road that Pee-wee's house is on. And just off Oxley, a couple blocks from Pee-wee's house, is the hedge from the movie. Now, Rob Zombie in his version also utilized the house, even though he did not prominently display it. They built a big, like a box on a crane here, like a big tower, to make it look like the characters were in the 2nd floor of a school, and Michael was standing over there in front of the original Strode house, kind of like a little Easter egg from the zombie version. But this would be the neighborhood. You got the library, you got the book drop. This would be the neighborhood in itself, 3-hour parking, obviously. There is an attached garage. The one that Jamie Lee Curtis walks out of is located right over here. It has the Strode Realty sign on the side of it, which is interesting because now there is a realtor sign in front of it here. And I believe there are a few different properties attached to this one, so whoever buys it, if someone buys it, which I'm sure there's plenty of offers already put out there, you would be able to have a couple different separated entities inside the house itself. I think I'm going to inquire a little more about that. You definitely know you're in Pasadena when you're over here. Also, a little side note, they put this down here a few years ago in dedication to Mustafa, who passed away, the godfather of the series Your Legacy Lives On, filmed in Pasadena, 1978. There's the Strode house. I'm the only one standing out here. Exact corner of Fairview and Oxley. And this, to those who are familiar with the film and the franchise or anything of the horror genre, knows this spot where Jamie Lee sat right there on the side. She had the pumpkin. Now, the previous owners who were here before lived here for a couple decades or more, were very kind to those visiting. Sometimes homeowners are not very nice. They were very, very nice. In fact, they would put pumpkins, they would invite people up on the porch. And when I was here the other day, I noticed that there is a pumpkin left on the porch for anyone to walk up, get the pumpkin, and take a photo. So you could just pick that up and get the photo right over there, as I am doing right now. So I am sitting on the spot. Now, whoever ends up moving in here, whoever ends up purchasing this, is going to have the entire time they live here, countless people per day are going to be stopping and sitting right here. Some of them dressed as Laurie, a lot of them dressed as Michael Myers, and probably a lot more as other, you know, horror icons, filming location people will be stopping by. It is such a massive part of the genre that this is such an iconic spot that constantly there are people, just whoever ends up buying this is going to have to look out the window all the time and see someone sitting there with the pumpkin. So it's kind of nice to embrace it. Now, you don't have to embrace it. A lot of people don't. But hypothetically, let's say I moved here. Let's say I lived here. I would definitely embrace it. I would still allow people to get a pumpkin and sit right here on the sidewalk. Well, I guess technically anybody, because can walk down the sidewalk, even though that would be the property, people are still going to sit there. So you kind of might as well just go with it. And I feel like whoever ends up winning the bidding contest on this, I hope that they continue the tradition. Also, this is $1.8 million for this. $1.8 million, which sounds like a lot, and it is. Nothing to sneeze at. But for South Pasadena, I thought it was going to be twice that for this location. Just my first thought, I was like, that's all? It's a lot, but for South Pass, you can look up the prices. Anything in LA, just like a basic house, is like $1 million. You know, something smaller than this without the history and without being in one of the best places in LA. All right, there you go. This is for posterity, as they say. Well, as I say. There you go. Got the pumpkin. Got myself in the frame. Got the iconic stoop over there, the little angle. Right there, you got the pumpkin. Put this up. There we go, it's a little better. It's for sale. I'm honestly surprised they're even doing an opening house today. This thing's been on the market a few days. I'm surprised it's already not sold. How is this not already sold? All right, just gotta wait a little bit of time. Got a few minutes till the realtor arrives and be able to go inside. Got the window unit up top. I guess would that mean it doesn't have central heat and air, possibly? That is very interesting. At least the top floor has the window unit up top there. This would be the neighbor's house as well. There's a little sidewalk library right down there. Show a couple quick photos of Jamie Lee as Laurie walking in, which would just be kind of like right there. I mean, there's obviously, you see the photos of her always sitting on the corner. There's also a few other ones when she's like walking through the yard. She walks right past where that sign is, and then goes up to her room. There's another one where she's looking this way, and the car is kind of parked over there, and you see the neighbor's house. That's this house here in that corner. And then this spot here where she walks out of that door. And the car was parked in the driveway right there. See that staircase behind her, the one that the pumpkin is on. Also interesting that it is 1115 in the film, because sometimes they change the number, but it is 1115. I've gone to a bunch of filming locations. A lot of times they'll change the number for the movie, but it is 1115 on the side of the door, at least from this side of the road. And got to show these are like the behind the scenes of her holding the pumpkin right there on the corner, and then one of her and Carpenter giving her some instructions on how to act out the scene right there on that very corner. $18.88. This is the Dial-A-Ride, South Pasadena Dial-A-Ride. Looks like there was a little fender bender there. All right, it's just about 1 o'clock. Let's see maybe if the realtor's here now. Okay, the sign is up. This is kind of interesting though. I always thought the technical address was on Oxley, but evidently it's on Fairview. So it's the corner of Oxley and Fairview. 1103 Fairview Ave. But if you search it, it's Oxley. That's different. Huh. But you type in the 1103 Fairview Ave, it shows up as the Strode residence. I would imagine the mortgage on a $1.8 million house would be pretty intense. Guess it depends on what your interest rate would be and how much you put down, but yeah. The old wooden floors, evidently, yeah, just you got the AC unit. There must not be central air, so these are the windows. So this looks out where she would have been walking up in the yard. Got the air conditioner unit here. This is one of the restrooms. Now, as far as I can tell, they didn't film anything inside. Now, Laurie's room, there is some discrepancy, and I don't know if it's ever been confirmed. My friend Sean Clark probably has gone into great detail on that not being in here. I have to check with him to see if they filmed anything inside there, but the only thing they would have filmed in here would have been Laurie's room up on the top floor where she's looking out at the laundry scene. However, yeah, look at this. This is a really cool old house. That isn't open. I love this. people that used to live here were so nice. They were very accommodating to anybody that was a fan of the franchise. Okay, I just asked the realtor. She was saying that you can, in fact, you cannot Airbnb it. It is completely against regulations in South Pasadena. However, you can rent out, you can sublease 2 other properties that are here. Look at this, it's cool. So, you could essentially live in the main house and rent the other 2 houses out to help pay the mortgage. You just cannot do short term. It has to be a long term, like a year mortgage. So, hypothetically, if you were to buy this, let's say I was to buy it, I could have someone else move into the 2 other homesteads that are attached to the property and help pay the mortgage. And I'm just saying me, as if anyone that's watching this that might be curious. Gotta do this to keep Michael out of here. I don't think these really work that well, but yeah. So there is no central heat and air, none whatsoever, at least at the moment. But she said that they had all the inspections. It's all in good shape as far as termites. It is all on the up and up. The house is in really decent shape. And she was saying it seems to be pretty reasonable as far as price goes. Look at this. So this kind of reminds me of that scene. It's not this. Wait, is it? Look at this. Wait, does that match up? Okay, this is one of the units right here. Oh, this is around the back of the other house. All right, is this the interiors from when Laurie was looking out these windows? Right there? I gotta go up there and check, but it could be. Now, obviously this, I don't know. Interesting. All right, I could walk up there, but I'm gonna go back inside and then go up. It's like an ET moment right there. Those have seen better days. Do not go down to the basement. Will be shown upon accepted offer. Stairs not to be building code. Oh, there's an ironing board. Yes. Oh my goodness. Okay, so yeah, you could split the mortgage with 3 people. 3 different homesteads. All right, so this is the other. Oh, look at this. This is the door that Jamie Lee walks out of. Right here. This is the door. Right there. So this would be one of the subleased spots. If you so choose, you could sublease this. Doesn't it look pretty close to like the Myers house when she's in there with the stairwell? I mean, it's not, but yeah. So this could be one residence here. Oh, there's a little balcony here. Okay, that's locked. Guess I can't get in there. That might be the spot there. Oh, here we go. This is big. Okay, this is the window that I always kind of assumed that she's looking out of, but the windows don't really match up. And this doesn't match up either because there was 2 windows. But then when you see this, probably remodeled, but is this the corner? Because there was a window here and there was a window here. And if this wall was added, is that the window? I don't think so. But there is a kitchen here. Yeah, someone could live in here. There's a fridge. So there you go, looking down. No, because you don't see the foundation of that over there. Interesting. This is blowing my mind that I'm even in here. Okay, that was the other door that I couldn't open. Both these are locked, but you can still get through the interiors. So that would be the one residence there. So the stairwell would go to the two separate residences, which you could basically have as apartments. You go up the main stair that Laurie walks out of. Both have their own balcony. So you have that there. That guy's going out where Laurie was. So you got this separate back here. And then you also have the attic up top there. Then you have, this is another apartment. Okay, this is pretty big. This is the upstairs. Really big closet. Look at this. A big walk-in closet with this kind of like coat rack here. Lots of windows though. You could open a lot of the windows up and get a nice little flow through here. Okay, this air is kicking in here. Probably need to change this carpet. Just love these old houses. And the third kitchen. So when I go back downstairs, I'm curious to see how the rooms are downstairs. So I guess hypothetically, you could rent out the two apartments, and then once your mortgage is paid off after a good amount of time, then you could just have the whole place to yourself because you're renting and you would be the one owning it. And some Shining vibes in here. What's your hand on that? If you had this whole place to yourself, man, you could have the compound. Okay, so one separate entrance there if it were to be an apartment, another one over there, and then this would be going up and down here. The people who lived here before were renting. People did not own it. The very nice people who were always putting the pumpkins out, they were renting, and they moved out, but they didn't even sublease. They had all this. They didn't even have three separate groups of people out here. Let me show this again. So that's over there. This is over here, and this is how you would walk up. Right here. I gotta see if there's bathrooms down here. I mean, bedrooms down here. All right, down on the bottom level, this would be the bathroom on the bottom level, and then there would be a room here and a room here. So kind of just like an extended, kind of a weird double, like master bedroom, which is a little unusual. Like if this wall wasn't here and this was a lot bigger, this would kind of make sense, but this is definitely classified as two bedrooms, even though it's one. You do have the bathroom there, and you have a closet over there, but yeah, it'd be kind of hard to just have this as your only living quarters. Kind of unusual setup here. But the living room is huge. The living room is awesome. Yeah, I love this big door right here. This big bay door. Not bay door, but this big heavy duty door. So they're gonna let us in the garage. So the garage is not attached to the house. You actually go in the garage, come out of the garage, and then go into the door. So this is around the back. I mean, I guess you could hypothetically, I'll use a lot of hypotheticals, but you could live in two of them and then just have, this is also a separate entrance, so you could, if you don't want the people going inside who are living here or subleasing, or they could, even if you want to come around the side, or if you want to go through the inside, there are two separate ones. So if you wanted to, you didn't even have to have that other area open, even though it makes sense to have it open. Plenty of space for tools and everything in here. Oh, look, there's even two separate doorbells for the separate apartments as well. All right, back upstairs now. I'm looking at those windows in Laurie's bedroom, or what I thought was going to match up, even with the restoration of possibly making it into a kitchen. The windows really don't match up like I thought they would. They don't really match up. They are separated just a little too far from where that would be over in the corner, even though pretty cool that there is a clothesline down there. And no matter what happens, at least I got to come in here and look around. Gotta love an open house. Gotta love an open house. Yeah, I really just like the idea of just thinking about it. Maybe it's just like, you know, in your head. This like seems cooler than it really would be, but pretty nice. You could, there was two realtors in there. I was talking to one of them and they said, well, you could just have the apartment upstairs and there's more rental value in renting out the bottom, and then over time, then you could just own the whole thing. So there's that, or you could live on the bottom floor and rent out the top. Yeah, it's so wild. Whenever I travel, I go anywhere and then something like this pops up. I'll go to a small town. Not that this is a small town, but I'll go to an area and I'll think, what if? I always get the what ifs. I never know when I'm actually going to finally purchase a home. I've never owned a home. Always rented. But wow, what if? What if? Got the pumpkins out. All the times I've been by here, I've never seen the garage open either. I was able to go in the garage. I was going to go to every single room. 3 kitchens, 3 bathrooms. That is a separate apartment. I always thought that was all part of the same main house. I mean, it is, but evidently this house was built first, and this was the extension that came after the fact, many, many years ago, before the movie, obviously. All right, getting ready to have a train coming through. Always people in front of the Myers house over there. Always.
We're going to the Halloween house.
Are you? And that's going to do it for today from South Pasadena. I appreciate you watching. I'll see you in the next video. The vlog is the night, well, the day he came home. Hard to believe it's been 45 years since that movie came out. The vlog is over. Still looking for Laurie after all these years. What if Michael moved into Laurie Strode's house? That would be weird. Oh yeah, I forgot to show this. This is from the realtor. 5,285, 258 square feet is the lot. The house itself, 2,640 square feet. And they do mention Jamie Lee Curtis. If you watch the film, the infamous stoop that Jamie Lee Curtis sat on holding a pumpkin. Unit 1 is a large 1-bedroom suite, bath, living room, and dining room, kitchen, pantry. Unit 2 has 3 beds and 1 bath, and Unit 3 has 1 bed and 1 bath, living room, and kitchen. Picturesque windows and lovely views of surrounding trees and neighborhoods. 2-car garage faces Oxley. Separate laundry room that is shared, as well as a shared back patio, perfect for BBQs. There's a fruit-bearing avocado tree that was planted by the seller's grandfather in the 40s. There it is. I am really, just listed, South Pasadena. I am really glad that I was able to go in there, scope it out, and take a look, and they were fine with me going around filming. Pretty neat. Pretty dang neat. Major movie history. And I've walked past this thing hundreds of times, and I always wanted to know what it looked like inside, or at least personally walk around inside. And now I did. There is the corner right there that Laurie Strode sat on with the pumpkin.